any moment. President Trump and his supporters say that these changes are common sense. They argue that Americans should have confidence that only eligible citizens are voting, and that voters.
We'll have Eric hopefully and Slender hopefully because I know Slender's coming.
Yeah. Well, also, I guess there won't be too much talking because we'll be watching this address to the nation.
I mean, I may pause it if something gets interesting, and we can talk about it. Because
yeah,
but we'll see.
Yeah, we know the remarks actually on. What we haven't quite gotten yet is the affirmative and that we start taking remarks live and uninterrupted. So it's possible at this point now that we might be looking at a slight delay. Usually,
Trump addresses the nation.
And I just saw the president. So his feed just popped up. Let's listen live.
We begin. I'm proud to report that our country is safer, stronger, and far wealthier than it has ever been before. We are doing great. Less than 2 years ago, we inherited an economic and social disaster. After the worst inflation in 48 years, the wide open borders with millions and millions of people pouring in from all over the world, including criminals of all types, and 11,888 murderers, many of whom killed more than one person. We had transgender for everybody, men and women sports, crime ravaging our cities, and the whole world was laughing at us as a nation. But not anymore. 2 years ago, our country was dead. Now, we are the hottest country anywhere in the world. America is respected like we have never been respected before. We have more money being invested in the United States than at any time in the history of our country. More Americans are working today than ever before. This week, it was announced that inflation saw the largest monthly decline in more than 6 years. Just happened. It was just out. The media reported it and it the best in 6 years. The tax cuts in our great, big, beautiful bill are saving hardworking families thousands and thousands of dollars, like with the provision. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our seniors, along with the interest deduction on a loan used to purchase a car, but only if that car is made in America, and a 100% expensing for our job-creating businesses. Our stock markets are at their highest point in many years, but we can 401ks, pensions, and retirement accounts are setting records every single day, the highest in history. For years, we paid the highest price for prescription drugs anywhere in the world. Now we pay the lowest price under my most favored nations policy because I was able to get the world and the pharmaceutical companies to act responsibly. Drug prices are coming down by 70, 80, and 90%. Trump will ultimately reduce the cost of health care. You have to go to trumprx.gov and take advantage of it. But the cost of health care is coming way down because of what we've done with prescription drugs. And with Trump accounts, every child in America now has access to a tax-free investment account to save for their future. Billions and billions of dollars are being invested, put in by companies and individuals to take care of our children so that at age 18, they will have potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars in their account, and they'll get off to a great start in life. So for that, go to trumpaccounts.gov and sign up your child or any child who'd like to sign up. Our previously wide open borders have been transformed into the most secure borders in the history of our country, with 0 illegal aliens being admitted to the United States in the past 14 months. That is 0. Nobody thought it was possible. We had the worst border in the history of our country, and now we have the best. Crime is plummeting nationwide, with the murder rate at its lowest level since 1900, or more than 125 years ago. We're making a record investment in our armed forces, and we have the strongest and most powerful military by far anywhere in the world. I built it during my first term, and unfortunately, we're forced to use it now. We won in Venezuela, which is now working with us to produce millions and millions of barrels of oil. We are likewise winning big in Iran, and you will see the fruit of that labor very, very shortly. America is back and doing really well, but we still have a major challenge that must be urgently addressed, because no country can be without fair and honest elections. You have to trust your country, because if there can be no trust, there can be no greatness. And that's very simple. No trust, no greatness. For many years, I've called for bold, swift, and decisive action to protect the integrity of America's elections. Every American deserves to know that when they cast their vote, that vote will be counted accurately in a system, and that is to make that system secure, one where cheating and interference are not just difficult, but virtually impossible. Unfortunately, the system we have today falls catastrophically short of that standard. Tonight, I'm announcing the immediate declassification and release of critical intelligence revealing shocking vulnerabilities in our election infrastructure. This evidence shows that the election system we have dangerously exposes and really exposes like levels never thought possible to hacking, exploitation, and foreign interference. Just as disturbingly, this vital information has for many years been covered up and hidden from you, the American people, our beautiful, our great American people. But that all changes right now. The documents we will release starting tonight have been gathered by the White House Government Transparency Task Force, a great group of people, along with the staff of the President's Intelligence Advisory Board, supported by our top intelligence agency chiefs, who have all personally reviewed the findings we are presenting this evening.
I'm sure he's going to drop a bunch of evidence right now.
You can see these documents for yourself at whitehouse.gov. That's whitehouse.gov. Go check it out. Our purpose in disclosing this information is not to weaken confidence in election, but to earn that confidence by confronting vulnerabilities and correcting them very, very quickly. That's what we're doing. The documents cover 5 major areas of concern. First, they show that over a period of years, starting during the 2020 election cycle, the People's Republic of China carried out what is believed to be the largest compromise of election data in history, resulting in China's illicit acquisition of 220 million U.S. voter files. That information includes names, addresses, phone numbers, political party preferences, and other sensitive data that we needed to register to vote and engage in other nefarious activities, which is exactly what was happening. This data loss presents an unprecedented election security nightmare. The intelligence even shows that China assigned a data exploitation unit specific to this new project. Compounding the travesty, the second set of documents we are releasing reveals that members of the deep state, very, very famous group of people, in many cases, in our intelligence agency work to actively suppress and downplay information about the extent of China's sinister election meddling, covering it up from both the president and the American people like nobody thought was possible. U.S. spy agencies began learning about the compromise of voter registration files in 2020 when they discovered that tens of millions of voter data, think of that, tens of millions of voters' data in 18 states have been bought, stolen, or hacked by China. Yet those responsible for sounding the alarm instead kept the information secret and hidden. They did not disclose to me as president or to anyone else, and to the best of our knowledge, they did not inform Congress. In fact, all they kept saying is, this is the most secure election in the history of our country. A standard, very pat line that was divvied out to say. The cover-up of this colossal security breach is even more disturbing in light of the additional information showing that China engaged in other election-related activities to undermine my first administration and our 2020 campaign. They did not want, and they just didn't want it. They fought like hell not to have it, Donald Trump, to win. And for good reason. As the documents we are releasing show, CIA reporting explicitly stated, and I quote, the Chinese Communist Party's policy was to leverage all domestic and foreign elements that were opposed to the U.S. president in an effort to reduce the U.S. president's votes and make him resign or prevent his re-election. Isn't that nice? Also, in mid-2018, China was working to influence the results of the U.S. midterm elections and later the results of the 2020 presidential election itself. Separately, in mid-2019, the Chinese government's strategy against the United States was focused on undermining domestic confidence in the U.S. president. They wanted to just make you sound like your president wasn't so hot, when actually your president has done a great job. And they did everything possible to do exactly that. Going on, this document says, and this is by the CIA, the strategy included efforts to use Chinese contacts with big U.S. companies to influence U.S. business leaders to turn against the President of the United States of America. The Chinese government sought to identify U.S. journalists who had reported negatively on the U.S. president and pay them large sums of money to write more negative articles about him, as many as they could, and they didn't care what they said. The Chinese government wanted the U.S. president to lose the next election, and the reason they wanted to lose is because they knew I was wise to them, charged them billions and billions of dollars worth of tariffs, and built the strongest military anywhere in the world. We have the strongest military anywhere in the world.
He's creating more boogeymen!
Exact quotes from the CIA reporting. The name of the person doing the quote is now under review, but it gets even worse. Raw intelligence obtained by the FBI in 2020, yet buried by rogue bureaucrats, stated that China's activities even included an attempt to manufacture illegal ballots for Joe Biden. Documents show that during this period, dozens of significant CIA and NSA reports about China's election targeting were cut out of the presidential briefing. These briefings get almost every day. Everything was kept out that was of importance. One email among intelligence analysts admitted that they had, quote, deliberately massaged the presidential daily briefing to withhold information regarding Chinese activities related to the election. Another official inside the FBI wrote that she was, quote, a shadow government, unquote, to keep intelligence about China's election medal from becoming known and to keep it away from the honorable press. Other officials who witnessed such efforts perceived the motivations to be blatantly political. Recently, we found significant numbers of burn bags in formation, and this is a group
the burn
bags that were used to destroy information given by President Barack Hussein Obama to be burned. It was supposed to be burned. These bags were supposed to be at a different level by different people, incinerated and checked, but it never happened. Maybe we got lucky. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gross incompetence of the people that was supposed to burn the bags. But the findings are stunning. Today, I'm asking the Office of the Director of National Intelligence, the Department of Justice, the FBI, and the CIA to investigate how and why such crucial information was hidden, to fire those involved in the cover-up, and to file criminal charges, if appropriate, against these people. Yet concealing China's meddling was only the beginning. The third set of documents we are releasing proves that for many years, Americans were blatantly lied to about the security of our election infrastructure, including electronic machines and ballot counting systems. Dishonest, almost all. They're vulnerable, they're easily compromised, and people within our government knew that. Tonight, we're publishing a series of previously classified U.S. intelligence community assessments and other reports proving that our government has long known these machines are extremely exposed to attack. As one assessment states, we judge that the United States adversaries, including at a minimum Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, as well as non-state groups, have the capability to compromise U.S. election infrastructure. That's unquote. That's some statement, isn't it? By supposedly great patriots of our country. The document goes on to further state that, quote, we assess that centralized election-related data repositories, such as voter registration databases, poll books, and other official election websites, are most vulnerable to exploitation, and adversaries could use this access to these systems to disrupt election processes within the United States of America. Tonight, we're releasing all of those findings, and spanning from January 2020 to June 2026. This is a cyber threat aimed at the very heart of our democracy. Many people have questioned whether it could actually be possible to electronically manipulate vote totals or change election results on these terrible machines. Today, we are releasing documents that show the CIA obtained reporting of a specific plot to do a big number in favor of the corrupt Maduro regime in Venezuela. And that's exactly what happened, conspiring to digitally rig their own country's elections in 2020, and that's what they did. This reporting included precise details about methods to regime develop to digitally alter vote totals in ways that could not be detected even with an audit, no matter how deep they went. This intelligence underscores why we must take urgent action to ensure that our own system can never, ever be hacked or compromised like it was in the past. The fourth set of documents reveals that even when significant evidence of fraud has been detected, it has been buried and covered up. Among the disclosures tonight are FBI files detailing evidence of alleged fraud by a large-scale voter registration operation in Michigan. In 2020, Michigan State Police raided a Democrat Get Out the Vote organization, corrupt group in Muskegon. And we're
I see you started without me.
What they found, they were just so concerned. They couldn't believe it, actually. that they contacted the FBI in Detroit.
I was
Trump
waiting
decided
for.
not. Trump decided
some
not, dude. UPOL
canvassers
starts at 9
admitted to
tonight.
FBI agents that they signed voter registration
Oh,
forms and
it would
other
have been
people's
nice if
names,
somebody said something. Hold on, let me
submitted
put my
fraudulent
shit live.
registration for
Give me a
people who
second.
did not exist, and received gift cards.
I was
tied to
I was
their
just in
number
your
of
inbox before I
applications
heard
that they
you
produced.
come in here too. I was
In
like,
other
where the
words,
fuck are you?
it was pay, play, and cheat. The FBI agents working on
So, Slendy,
the case believed
to give
that
you a little
crimes were committed,
update,
yet the Biden Department of
we're
Justice
on
slow-walked the
a new threat
investigation
in the
and killed
world:
it.
Chinese bots.
Tonight, I'm asking the FBI director to ensure that the matter is fully investigated and to work with the Department of Justice to prosecute those responsible for any crimes. Finally, to reveal just how vulnerable our elections continue to be, we are releasing the results of a stunning investigation by the Department of Homeland Security. According to the DHS review, state voter rolls and public records, they identified approximately 278,000 non-citizens who are registered to vote in federal elections.
So,
Since Democrat states refuse to share their voter files,
okay,
the real number is
no.
actually much
He
higher
addressed
than
it.
that. Yet, even this limited analysis found more than 250,000 foreigners illegally registered to vote. Put together, these disclosures reveal an election system so broken and so vulnerable that no one can possibly defend it. It is not defensible. Hundreds of millions of U.S. voter files are in the hands of foreign governments. Our machines and ballot counting systems are exposed to hacking and manipulation and corruption. China and other countries have been trying to meddle in our elections. Evidence of fraud has been buried. Hundreds of thousands of non-citizens and dead people are listed and active on the voter rolls, and yet we still have elections with no voter ID, no proof of citizenship, and tens of millions of ballots floating aimlessly through the mail. As one example of the insanity, California's recent election for mayor of LA and governor was held on June 2nd, a long time ago, but it was just completed a few days ago on July 10th. Think of that, much more than 1 month. Took a month to count the votes. I wonder what they were doing. This is worse than any third world country. There's no third world country that has elections like we have. In a rare move, NBC and ABC Fake News have both said that they would not cover this speech. They knew what it was about because of the fact that they don't like the topic, because they know how corrupt our system is and they don't want to reveal it. They and others in the media are part of a plot. They want to continue this fraud for whatever reason. They want to keep it going. They want to protect the radical left. They can't have a great country, and that's true. You can't have a great country without free and fair elections. Fraud like this should mean a revocation of their licenses. They use our public multi-billion-dollar in value airways for absolutely no money. They pay nothing. All we want is honesty in our elections and honesty in reporting. They pay nothing for multi-billion-dollar assets. Great damage has been done to our country. Our elections were left vulnerable to being rigged and stolen, and the trust of the American people was lost. This cannot be allowed to continue. Every American, whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Independent, or otherwise, should be able to agree that we deserve the most secure, honest, and fair election system anywhere in the world. Secure elections should be a partisan, really, we should be together, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, everybody, and it should not be a partisan issue. It should cause to unite us, not to divide us. This should be a cause. We should be united, not divided. In light of the brand new and irrefutable information I have revealed tonight, my administration is in the process of notifying the states whose election data was compromised by the People's Republic of China and many others. We'll be working closely to mitigate any harm, and we're taking swift action to ensure that sensitive voter data is better protected so we can never be bought, we can never be hacked, and we'll never watch a stolen election again. Tomorrow, the Secretary of Homeland Security will hold a briefing to outline his department's recent work confirming cyber vulnerabilities in our electronic voting systems. They are bad. We're in the process of informing governors, senators, and members of Congress of potential issues in their states. If you look at voting today, it's in such bad shape in so many states, and we are committing to fix it. And we're also committing to be working with those states and local jurisdictions to help fix and patch known technical vulnerabilities before midterm elections. We have very important elections coming up. We want those elections to be honest. I've also ordered DHS to notify every state about non-citizens on their voter rolls and direct them to remove all ineligible voters from the lists immediately. But most importantly, addressing this crisis of election security demands that Congress must pass the Save America Act. How easy is that to do unless you want to cheat? The only reason you wouldn't do it is you want to cheat because your policies are so bad and your candidates are so pathetic that you can't get away or can't get elected any other way. This landmark bill requires that all voters must show photo, voter ID. How simple is that? Could I have your photo, please? Photo, voter ID. All voters must provide proof of citizenship. Are you a citizen of our country, please? And hopefully there will be no corrupt mail-in ballots, which if you watched California and so many other places, mail-in ballots are inherently corrupt. So you would have no mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military deployment, or travel if you're going away on business or vacation. These reforms are urgently needed to stop the vulnerabilities that I've mentioned. To all Americans, I ask you to pick up your phone tomorrow, call your representatives in the House and Senate, and demand that they pass the Save America Act without delay. Together, we will restore faith and confidence in our country, and we will be bigger, better, and stronger than ever before. Thank you. God bless you. God bless our great military. And God bless America. Thank you very much.
All right, you're listening in there to President Donald Trump giving his primetime address to the nation. He is releasing, his administration releasing declassified documents related to election security. A couple of main points here. He is alleging that China interfered in the election by collecting American data, alleging members of the deep state are suppressing information on China's alleged election meddling, and saying that the Department of Homeland Security says there are 278,000 non-citizens in American voter rolls. Of course, the president touched on several other topics there, starting out his speech talking about the economy off the very top, touting administration wins, also crime rates being down, wins at the southern border. He also is saying that this speech in regards to election security is not to weaken confidence in the election, but to confront vulnerabilities in the system. You also heard the president there call on Congress to pass the Save America Act at the end of his speech. That speech there by the president in Washington, D.C., coming to about 27 minutes. Of course, on prime time.
Short run, not bad.
We thank you so
Appreciate
much
that.
for staying with us tonight, joining us as we aired the president's prime time.
All right. Pops, you're gonna have to turn that TV down.
Oops.
But all right, I'm gonna keep you on mute until you're ready to come back. So, Chinese bots. That's what I heard. I heard Chinese bots. Eric, for a second, I thought you were actually drinking a gallon of fucking milk on stream.
The fuck do I look like? Kurt?
Chinese bots is referencing like the automated bots.
Bro,
we just had a 30-minute address to the nation about Chinese bots.
Bro, all this time, all I got from that was all this time.
More than that.
Fucking Trump was like telling us about how like blame China, Chinese this, China that, and it turns out they were actually fucking with us the whole time.
Dude.
China bots.
Bro, what? Like, we already found out that Alex Jones was actually telling the truth because they were pouring fucking estrogen in the goddamn water, and that's the reason why the frogs were turning gay. And now we find out this.
You think we care about aliens? We got Russian and Chinese bots killing our nation.
Like, I'm actually looking this up right now, like on whitehouse.gov. Like, you could, like, it's the first thing right at the top of the page, and you could actually download all of these documents right now.
I was looking earlier.
Like, you could literally download all of these documents right now. This is fucking insane. Like, this was literally Trump's way of just whipping his dick out and, like, planting it right on the table. I mean, basically saying, your move, fuckers.
Bro, NBC, ABC, and CNN didn't cover it.
Of course they did.
What a surprise.
I was going to say, what a fucking surprise, because they were probably told by their higher-ups not to.
Where is it on the front page?
It's the top bar on the homepage.
Oh.
If you go to the homepage, it's the top white bar.
I see it.
Sounds to me like he's got all the receipts.
Rick, he has zip files. I was gonna say, Rick, he has zip files to download on the website. He's got more than receipts.
Non-citizens on state, but yeah, but you know they're
always gonna try some bullshit, but
they're gonna go.
I don't give a shit. I don't listen to a fucktard that goes from being worth $50,000 a year to $20 million a year. No, that's not done without fraud.
No, you're right.
I'm sorry, but I don't trust any of these Congress people that are like, oh, we care about you. No, you don't. No, you fucking don't.
I wonder if the Chinese government has a State of the Union tomorrow. Like, hey,
that's not nice. Fuck you.
Hey, that's what. No, fuck you. I don't think China's going to say shit because we control the straits right now.
Well, is there a gif of a black man screaming white power? Oh, wait, no, it's not saying that anymore.
Slender's background is hilarious. So,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Brian? Have anybody found Brian?
Nobody has heard. We have not found out about Brandon yet.
We have not found Brandon yet. Tunnel Jews. Okay, yeah, that's the second address in our. That's the second topic in our.
Wait, it's actually going to be a topic. Yeah.
No, we have a problem though, and it needs to be addressed.
Starting to think. I mean, what are they going to take us out one by one?
I'm starting to think that maybe.
I really fucking hope not.
Maybe they're paying too much attention to our chat. Cause listen, Brandon, for 2 weeks, wouldn't shut up about the tunnel Jews, and both Cody and Eric warned him, you should probably stop. Even Chris warned him, you should.
We all were
stop
telling him,
talking
like,
about
dude,
that.
just stop asking questions.
Just like stop digging, and he kept digging, and he kept digging, and I think he went into the tunnel, dude. I'm like,
As far as
I think
it's
we
really
might have
not
lost
that
Brandon.
extravagant of a story.
Well, you know what? Brandon's been gone for like 3 weeks.
No, like Slender, for real. We have not heard a single thing.
Like
from
we
him.
haven't. He's not been in the chat. He's not been on. He's not been on anything. Like he's gone.
Like we
Mossad.
haven't even heard from him privately.
Mossad abducted him.
I haven't been able to
That's
call him
interesting.
on the phone.
And just in case if they did, I would just like to say that this podcast is a friends of the Jewish people, and we do not think anything negative against those people whatsoever. And whatever happens in the tunnels happens in the tunnels. We don't care.
True that.
I don't
Actually,
even think.
I would think what probably got him more than anything was when he told us about his family.
Oh,
Wait, what do you mean?
You don't remember his family's relationships?
I don't think I was here that night.
Oh yeah.
What is his family? What is like yeah?
Oh,
relatives
so,
that are
only,
Nazis
like,
or some shit.
come on.
What's his name and what does he do for the administration? Lutz, Howard Lutz. That is Brandon's cousin.
What?
Who was in the? Yeah,
Yes.
he was in the Epstein files.
His cousin was in the Epstein files?
His cousin's a part of the administration.
No
Rick,
shit.
his cousin is Howard Lutz.
Oh shit. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I.
No
Yes, he
shit.
told us this before.
Oh,
Well, if the Mossad didn't get him, the government definitely did.
no shit. All right, Ace, come on, let me go. Stop. Hey, Terry, get this AC.
He told us some stuff about some history with his family and specifically with Lutz and him stuff.
What
So-
did they do? Like tickle buttholes or
I
some
think-
shit?
I think the tunnel Jews got Brandon, dude.
But the Jews came out of the tunnel. They're not in the tunnel.
Well, yeah, they came out of
Well,
the tunnel and then they dragged him
I
down
think
into the tunnel.
Brandon. I think Brandon went into the tunnel and he has not come back out.
Wait, do you think like he got? Wait, hold on. I just thought about this now. Monkey, hear me out because Brandon does seem like he's this crazy.
Oh no.
What if he genuinely
no.
fell down like a huge? Hold on, I need to fix the echo on this shit because this is actually starting to bother me. Hold on. All right. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Okay, so I think
Oh,
I think
no.
he went to New York. I think he actually looked for the tunnels, and he may have found them.
Dude,
And-
I'm saying I'm scared for my boy, dude. 'Cause
I think
know
we
he's
all
a
are, except
little-
Slender.
I know he's a little anti-Semitic.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I think
Slender's
all
probably
of us.
relieved. Slender can come back to the Facebook group now. It's nothing but peace in there. Like
I was gonna say
just
it's a lot more people.
It's just Chris and APAC memes.
Well, then there was also last night where I was like, "What did you do with him, Chris?" And he's like, "I took his foreskin. His foreskin is mine." And I'm like, "God damn it, Chris! Why'd you have to make it weird?"
But what if he did?
I really don't want to think if Chris took Brandon's foreskin.
Where's Chris tonight?
Where is Chris
Chris will be
tonight?
back.
Probably
He's
playing with
dropping
the
off a body.
Chopping off the bottom. Okay.
I was gonna say he's probably playing with a dead body.
Yeah, he was here earlier, but he had to drop off a body.
I know Newsmax is having a field day with this fucking thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm
shit's
totally
insane.
sure about that.
This shit's insane.
Um,
But
Give me a second.
if any of you by chance happen
find our resident anti-Semitic, aka Brandon. So just return us over. Just return them back over to Unsolicited Poll. Unfortunately, we do not have a tracker installed on him yet, but but obviously now, due to what is happening, we are going to be installing a tracker on him just so that we can keep an eye on him.
So, okay.
We're breaking this down, right?
Because I'd like to have diversity on this podcast, I'm also just gonna put this out there for everybody that's interested in joining. Do you hate Jews? Do you want to talk
Great
about
start,
hating,
monkey.
Do you want
Great
to talk
hook.
about hating Jews? Well, we're taking applications because we need at least one anti-Semitic cast member on this show.
Well, listen, bro. I was listening to.
Hey, turn it off.
I was listening to Fetterman earlier, and he was like selling out his own party. Like 101 people in his party are now against Israel. So, like, he's really pissed off at his party.
Yeah, so if like, I need one. I don't like to have a lot of anti-Semitic people, and I know that's a growing number in this country now. But I need one well-versed anti-Semitic person for this podcast so that we can cover the Nick Fuentes corner of politics. Okay? We like to try to get a representative of everyone. And we might have lost to Tunnel Jews.
What the fuck, monkey?
Our Nick Fuentes representative.
It's
which
okay.
Sucks.
It's okay. This will probably be like a 6-month rotation thing.
Yeah, you might get kidnapped by the Mossad if you go too hard. Is basically it.
Basically, if we warn you and tell you to stop talking about something, just stop talking about it.
Yeah, if you get 1,000 warnings like, yo, you should chill. It's for your own good. So yeah, Slender, you got anything on this one? I'm looking up for the Iran war.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna have an anti-Semitic guy, then we need a
on the
resident
Tunnel
black
Jews.
man.
Well, no, not on the Tunnel Jews. On the address.
Oh, on the address.
What the fuck? What is up with that Kanye West
No.
thing?
Hold up. It's all right, Sunday. I'm gonna bail you out. We got our next topic up. Wank.
Clock airstrikes on Iran, hoping this
Oh yeah.
Y'all thought this was over? Y'all thought this shit was over?
But I thought we weren't at war with
I didn't hear no bell, Iran.
new tactic will force an end to the war.
This as Israel goes on high alert and issues its own severe threat to Tehran. Fox News correspondent Lucas Tomlinson has this story.
The American air campaign against Iran has expanded. U.S. Navy jets now launching strikes around the clock, including hours, in an effort to bring Iran back to the negotiating table. This afternoon, U.S. forces hit Greater Tumain outside the Strait of Hormuz for the first time. The increased volume of airstrikes an attempt to clear a path through the Strait of Hormuz to increase shipping volume and potentially paving the way for U.S. warships to sail through, something that hasn't happened for 2 months. U.S. naval blockade has now been in effect for more than 24 hours, forcing at least 2 commercial vessels to reverse course. With Iranian ports now closed, U.S. officials estimate the return of this economic strangulation will cost Iran more than $400 million per day. Iran striking back. hitting 7 commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz, with up to a dozen crew members killed, missing, or wounded. Iran has attacked Jordan, Kuwait, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar, and UAE in recent days, with dozens of drones and missiles. Interestingly, Israel is not rejoining the bombing campaign against Iran, but are prepared if Iran fires first.
Do not count on it being quiet if you attack us. Do not count on a rerun, because it will not be a rerun.
So, hold on, I'm going to find the other thing that I wanted to say or see, because this one was even more like, whoa. Because, yeah, cool, yeah, there it is, there it is. There it is, yeah. I found this to be funny too, but I didn't play it last week.
Ankara, not in the new Air Force One security involved in Iran. You've spoken today about assassinating you and possibly being successful. That concern.
Well, I speak about it a lot because, you know, the life of a president is very dangerous. It's 5.2%. You know what a race car driver, 1/10 of 1%. A bull rider, that looks pretty dangerous to me. It's 1/10 of 1%. No, it's 5.2%.
These are being very weird. That might be my side.
Years ago, maybe I wouldn't have run.
Why is the audio so terrible?
Iran, they're lovely people. I'm number one, so I don't know. I can't tell you that, but I don't really care because I hope better than anybody's ever done it, because we have a country that's hot and really, really successful. But
so that wasn't just like a clip. They had found out he's actually like on a list with Netanyahu, Hegseth, a few other people.
Oh shit!
Yeah. Which this like when he found that out, like it was the day before we turned up the ship back on the Strait of Hormuz, and we blocked up the strait again. And now I think Pops was telling me this earlier. We're the ones charging fees now.
Fucking up.
We were gonna charge a 20% tax, but he came out the other day and he said that the Middle East countries are going to be investing heavily into the United States, so we're not going to charge the 20% tax.
Okay.
Yeah, he followed that up. Apparently, everybody in the neighborhood said, "Look, man, we'll just hook you guys up."
Okay. So we're just charging everybody else 20%, I guess.
No, he's not charging everybody 20% anymore.
Oh, okay. So that's for nobody?
No, he says that he's not going to charge him 20% because they're making heavily investments in the United States.
Well, I'm talking about like everybody else that uses the strait, or is it just the Middle Eastern countries?
No, because it's mostly the Middle Eastern countries. So the Middle Eastern countries apparently got a hold of him and were offering to, invest heavily into the U.S. instead of getting that 20% tax. So something to that effect. You can look it up maybe, but he did follow up on that.
Let me see.
But what he's saying is we are now controlling the Straits of Hormuz, and the United States are trying to keep everybody safe. He made a statement. It's on Truth Social. He put out a statement, so he should be able to.
He made a tweet on it. Okay.
You can probably find it on Truth Social. I'll be right back.
All right. So we're back at war.
Oh yeah!
Yay!
So someone needs to Let's check that, actually. Let's check that real quick. Wikipedia. Because I remember that was like a big meme. Fucking... Let's see. Juggalos and juggalettes. Wrestling fans. Yeah, I want to check this real quick. Yeah, here it is. 2026 around the war. What's the result? Did they take the result out? Ah, ha, ha. Yeah, bitch. It's not done yet. All right, they edited that. There was like this meme going around that was like, "Oh, U.S. we lost because they had the result as a loss to us." But I guess they've edited that because now we're just still ongoing.
I mean, he's been asked a couple of times about it, and he says that these people are not negotiating in good faith. That the only thing they understand is war, so we're giving them war.
We're probably gonna have to wipe out that.
Yeah,
regime, but
they're gonna have to wipe out Iran. Period.
In order to get this one to stop. We'll probably
what they should do is go after the infrastructure and just shut down the whole fucking country. Sorry, guys, had to do it.
Yeah, the problem with that is that we have this thing where we rebuild the country afterwards, and that puts us more in debt. You know.
True. But what are you gonna do? They're like
Iran's a huge fucking country, you know.
Yeah.
So if we go and just wipe out that fucking country, it's gonna be a huge country to rebuild.
It's actually funny about that because we're like the only country in I guess modern times really that destroys places and then rebuilds them.
Well, yeah.
Well, I don't think we'll be the only ones in that rebuilding process. I'm pretty sure the region will be pitching into that.
Israel especially would have to. It would be at their benefit. Like this is the hugest benefit to them. So.
But there's no other way. They gotta exterminate these fucking cockroaches. They're fucking cockroaches, bro. They hide underground and fucking. They're just fucking.
What I don't want is to sit there for fucking years on end.
No, he doesn't either.
For no reason.
He doesn't either. He doesn't want long wars.
Because we all thought this shit was over, and it's not.
It could be over in one day, but then you'd be contaminating the whole fucking region. I mean, we had the weapons to wipe it out in one day, but.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't hear no bell.
No, there was no bell. The fat lady did not sing.
Nope. I think he's finally being annoyed by the fact that, you know, every time they tried to make a deal, the Iranians went out and said a bunch of bullshit that was discredited. So we got tired of that shit.
So I don't think there's a deal to be made with Iran, bro.
No, there isn't. There is no deal.
That's why jumping into a war with them was going to be like that's such a big step because you can't negotiate with Iran.
Yeah, but the problem is somebody had to do something, bro, because they were heading to the path of nuclearization, and that would just be very bad if those people had nuclear weapons. It just would not be acceptable.
Let's talk about home. This is gonna be a fun one. Slendy, while we're getting into this next topic, if you can find on ICE the actual video, that will help me. Oh, well, fuck.
What actual video?
Shit, I might have found it. Hold on, I'll show you.
What, the dude that got shot by ICE?
Yeah. I mean,
Looks like a bunch of pissed.
oh, he was probably driving in a circle because they already done shot him. Shot him here. Yeah, that's probably where the shooting happens. It's probably this guy that shoots him too. Yeah. And then he's, dead. So he's driving in a fucking circle. Okay. There's the video. I thought. Let me see if I can find the.
The burn bags gave him up, bro. The burn bags.
Different level, like different people incinerated and checked, but it never happened. Maybe we got lucky. We believe this was not done on purpose, but rather through gruesome confidence of the people that were supposed to burn the bag. It's very serious.
My browser crashed. I had too much shit going on here. See, it's the Mossad trying to prevent this. Maybe it's fucking Brandon from the fucking tunnels.
I mean, basically, everything he said tonight, we all kind of already knew.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was a.
Yeah, but it wasn't official. Like, we knew it, but we knew it as conspiracy. We're a conspiracy. But no, he's got tickets. He's got receipts. He's got fucking proof.
He's got tickets. Like he said, he's got tickets. Hold on a sec here. I'm trying to get everything back on because my browser had crashed. Share. Create tab. Okay, I got everything back working. My bad. I don't know why. I guess they were. I guess this is an attack on our information. Hold on. I was looking up something. DHS main shooting statement. So I know that DHS just put down something. I don't know where.
I got a feeling a lot of people in the Department of Justice and all the other agencies are going to be in a little bit of trouble tonight.
Oh, it's on X. Okay, cool. I just gotta go to DHS on X. I like how that's how we just do statements these days. We just make tweets. Okay, that was 15 minutes ago. That was 24 minutes ago. Where's the fucking statement? Did they fucking get bullied into deleting it? Wow. It's not on their shit no more.
What are you looking for?
The statement that they just put out for
for that ICE shooting?
Yeah, they had made a statement. They put it out on X, but now I was
Well,
on their X profile. It's not there no more.
They first said they were going to stop the, pulling over people and that kind of shit. But Trump said, no, you're not. So Mullen's in a little bit of trouble, but
a vehicle attempted to flee the scene, interfering for public safety, and an officer discharged his weapon. I'm gonna tell you why that's a problem in a second. The driver of the vehicle was struck, and emergency services were immediately contacted. He passed away from his injuries. The 26-year-old man came to Maine to live and work, and now his family is mourning his death. Oh, that's Susan Collins. There it is. I found it. ICE is conducting targeted surveillance on the last known address of an illegal alien with a final order of removal. The illegal alien departed the residence in a vehicle. ICE law enforcement attempted to conduct a vehicle stop. The vehicle attempted to flee the scene, and fearing for public safety, an officer discharged his weapon. The driver of the vehicle was struck, and emergency services were immediately contacted. He passed away from his injuries. So, what I know, and I don't know if I'm going to tell you what I know, and I'm going to tell you what I don't know. I don't know if ICE follows the same laws as other law enforcement agencies, but I know, and I know this from like a lot of cop drama, cop slop videos. It is not a good practice to fire a weapon on a fleeing vehicle. They don't do that for a number of reasons. Mainly, like if you shoot and kill the guy, where's the vehicle going to go? Because the vehicle just does not just stop with the rest of the body. The video that we saw doesn't look like the Alex Pretty or the Renee Good situation at all. It looks like the vehicle really is trying to avoid the cops rather than go through the cop. So I don't know if
but
it's
again,
a good shot here.
Again, the vehicle didn't comply, right?
No, but there's a protocol. I don't know what the ICE protocol is, so I cannot debate that right now. I don't have the ICE protocol with me. But there is a protocol that normal law enforcement follows for this situation, and you don't shoot the vehicle. Like, you don't shoot the driver of the vehicle, rather. You shoot at the tire, you try to disable the vehicle. But when a vehicle is fleeing, there's an actual reason to it too, that they explain during a lot of these training videos or whatever the fuck where I've seen this. But like they don't go to shoot the fleeing vehicle or the driver of the fleeing vehicle and try to kill him because that presents a danger. The vehicle would be the danger in that situation. Now you've got a dead body driving a car with his weight on the gas pedal. Like there's 1,000 reasons why you don't do that, and it's not protocol to do that. There's chasing it. There's setting up a perimeter. There's calling the helicopter up upstairs to track it. There's using spike strips. That like there's 1,000 ways they deal with that. But number one of them isn't shooting and killing the driver of the vehicle, not because of the driver of the vehicle, but because what happens to the vehicle after that driver's been killed. So that's normal protocol. I do not know ICE's protocol, and I know these are two different agencies. So I can't speak to that, but I can speak to like normal LEO wouldn't have shot this guy. Like now, in the Renee Good situation, which is what I'm going to compare it to, in the Renee Good situation, the vehicle was coming at a cop, like full stop going towards the cop. There's really no debate room here. In this, it looks like the vehicle really is trying to leave the cops, like avoid them and get away. So that I don't know. Again, I don't know the ICE protocol, but like normal cop protocol, that's not a good shot. They don't take that shot. Normal cops don't take that shot. That would be my
disarm ICE agents.
And you got water? You have water?
I don't know if it's disarm ICE agents, but I feel like okay.
I was muted. Chris, what did you do with Brandon? Where is Brandon? Where is he, you son of a bitch?
Took his foreskin.
See?
Took his foreskin.
Well,
now I have him locked in a Jew tunnel.
Fucking Homan or whoever came out and said that, hey, we're going to correct this problem. And Trump's like, no, fuck you, you're not. So,
so where did you get the information from protocols? Because from what I know, protocols of the majority of departments is depending on the situation, like if the vehicle's coming at you or something that would engage.
Yeah, that's an oncoming threat. That's a good shot. Like an oncoming threat like that, when the vehicle's coming at you, you are allowed to put the driver down. Like that's what I'm talking about is a fleeing vehicle. I've heard this 1,000 times from cop dramas and cop slop. So it's something that I've known. But no. The situation you're presenting when the vehicle's coming at you, it's an oncoming vehicle and you gotta like protect yourself. Yeah, that's a good shot. It's when the vehicle's clearly fleeing.
Okay.
They won't take normal cops won't take that shot on a fleeing vehicle before trying the whole. They have a whole chase protocol for this.
Right. Well, you also have to remember. You have to remember local police departments have a lot more that utilization and tools to go after fleeing vehicles.
Yeah. Than ICE does.
Right.
I understand
ICE
that.
DHS policy is a lot broader than that. So agents have more individual discretion.
But even if they have more broader discretion and whatnot, I still think it's a bad idea to shoot someone who's just fleeing from you. Like, just catch them somewhere later, you know?
I agree with that. Like, honest to God truth, it's one of those.
If they're not like a physical threat, like an immediate physical threat, like someone driving at you with a vehicle is, if they're just fleeing in their car.
We don't know how they were driving, because if the vehicle was being driven in a way that would actually, possibly cause serious injury or a threat, or pose a threat of death or something like that, then and no other option exists, then it would be within policy to shoot the driver. But generally, they follow. Generally, the ICE agents and DHS, they tend to avoid going after the driver first unless necessary.
Well, I heard that they're passing this new law that now, or not a law, but they're passing some sort of new policy where they're going to stop trying to pull people over and get them out of their cars.
Well,
they're going to try to get them somewhere.
That Pops just made a mention of that. The guy came out and said that they were going to not do that anymore, and Trump said, "Fuck you, mean? No, you are going to continue to do that." So no, they didn't correct that problem. Trump won't let them correct that problem.
Honestly, I agree with Trump on that because of the fact that, did you see what happened? I think it was over in California, the illegal truck driver who killed 3 people
Oh yeah,
going through
dude.
3 cars,
Freaking
and he only got 5 years of
yeah.
prison.
I did see that. Yeah, that is fucked.
I didn't
Yeah,
see
there's
that,
too
but that's
many
crazy.
illegal truck drivers.
Yeah, if they stopped and pulled him out before that, then they would have saved those people.
Yeah, and also, there is something to be said about, like, if you give them a hand, they'll take your whole arm. If we start now trying to limit ICE, then, like, it'll just snowball, because a lot of this stuff is reactionary, like...
I honestly think there's going to have to be... I don't even want to say limitations, but, like, an adjustment. There has to be an adjustment.
I do think... Yeah. I do think if the car was fleeing and this guy wasn't posing any, like, bodily injury or death threat, whoever made the shot should be punished, and I think that could be the consequence for this situation.
I don't even think that's gonna. I don't even think that's gonna be how this plays out, and I don't know if I agree with he should be punished. He's doing his job, but the protocols of
Derek Chauvin
that
got punished.
situation. Yeah, I get that, but that's an entirely different situation. In this situation, you're making a split-second decision on a car. So I don't know if I would even admonish so hard the guy that shot, more so than I would question the training the guy was under and what we're teaching him in that situation. Because again, we don't know, like Slender pointed out, we don't know their protocols. They're not as equipped as police to deal with situations like a fleeing vehicle. There's 1,001 ways you can. So I wouldn't kill the guy that shot. He's doing his job. My question now becomes, well, what are we training people for this situation? Because we're going into neighborhoods and other places where this situation is going to continue to happen. People are going to want to flee.
Right.
So what's the protocol for that?
Right, and mind you, there's, supposedly they're going after criminals and people who are actually dangerous. And, criminals don't want to get arrested, they don't want to go to jail, so they'll often shoot at the police. So maybe that's why they're so on edge. But,
I also think they're just on edge because it's not just... They don't have to just worry about...
Holy crap.
they don't have to just worry about, like... The people that they're going for, like, they don't have to just worry about, like, what the criminals or the illegal alien that they're going for. They got to worry about the community, like, revolting.
Crazy liberal Karens, yeah.
Which is why I say that there should probably be an adjustment in how these things are happening. I don't even know if I would say, like, limit ICE. I don't even know if I would say. I would just say, there should be an adjustment in how this shit goes down, because we're pissing off way too many people, which complicates the entire fucking situation.
I have a question. Does ICE really need to have guns? I mean, what if they just have less lethal?
I think they do, because of what you said earlier. Like, there's people that are going.
Yeah, they're going after hard criminals.
Yeah, there's people that they're going for.
Like the sex traffickers. If they're going after a sex trafficker. Yeah.
But what they did right after that shooting is Mark Wayne Mullen suspended traffic stops, and that's how they find most of these people is traffic stops. So the president interfered and said, no, traffic stops need to continue.
Yeah.
Hey, shut up!
It makes sense. It makes sense. You catch them when they're going, to and fro. When they're on their way to go somewhere, you can catch them.
Maybe
because I'm sure a lot of these people don't even
trying
have
to smuggle people doing that as well.
Maybe the traffic stops don't have to be so broad. Maybe we can have better surveillance on these targets.
You know what I'm thinking? This should be like, because I feel like ICE is spread a little thin, and that's why they're so, like on edge. I think if we funded ICE more and gave them more manpower to where whenever they pull one of these raids, they have like multiple vehicles, almost similar to like a SWAT raid. If each time they go to pick somebody up,
go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you finish.
If each time they go to pick somebody up, it could be like some sort of like sting operation where they pull up with multiple vehicles and just box the person in, and then like 20 guys jump out with guns. I feel like it'll be much more difficult for the person to resist in such a way where it gets hairy,
I think if I see more funding go to ICE, I'm going to get pissed off because that funding's not going to the asylum system.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that. They've already been funded through the presidency.
Yeah, but I don't see that.
But do you hear what I'm saying though? It's like if they have a little bit more show of force, maybe people wouldn't try to evade them so much.
Or they would just evade them with more volatility.
Or just put more protesters out there.
Yeah, there's that too. Like, I don't think manpower is the issue here. I think it's an execution problem.
How about if you're asked to be pulled over, pull the fuck over? How about that?
But if you're a fucking illegal alien, you're not going to pull over.
Well, then you're fucked.
And we need to have a protocol for that
no
situation.
Sympathy for illegal aliens.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not asking. I'm not asking
that's why.
for sympathy. I'm asking for like practicality of the situation. You guys don't have to feel sorry for the guy that got shot to understand that this isn't the way this should be happening.
Have you guys seen the like armored trucks
that's run down at the border? Right.
Yeah. Have you guys seen those armored trucks that some police departments have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm talking about. Like use one of those to pull these people over.
Dude. They called the Nat Guard in 2020 and we started egging the tanks. What the fuck do you think armored trucks are going to do?
Well, when there's like one raid, it has like the sound cannon and shit.
Yeah, but they're not going to scare people into not protesting them. They're not going to scare people into not fighting against them. Bro, like, we have Ferguson and the 2020 Summer of Love as recent examples of how this country's citizenry is not scared of its army. So, like, I don't feel like that's the problem here. I think it's, again, it goes back to a practicality situation, how we're executing these raids. I'm not saying the raids are wrong. I'm not saying feel bad for anybody. I'm not saying this. I'm just saying this doesn't need to be happening, and it looks more complicated than it actually should be. Like,
yeah. I think if you're going to pull someone over
the right way.
Right. If you're gonna pull someone over and they're in their vehicle, you gotta box them in somehow to where they can't drive away, and everyone stays safe.
And if not, just have a plan for a chase, bro. Like the cops have to do that too. The cops have to have their own protocol for fucking every situation.
And they have more resources and materials for chases.
Which, by the way, not for nothing. But
so
if we were working with the police agencies, I get that. If we were looking into the police agencies and maybe like trying to cooperate with them better, we would have these resources too already.
Exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like, what if a chase ensues? I was about to say, like, what if a police chase does ensue and the police department says, no, our mayor told us we can't help you, so we're not going to chase that.
And which has happened. I'm glad you brought that up.
That's what's going on.
Which has happened, and it happens almost in every fucking blue state. Which is
that's what was going on in this. That's what's going on in this last situation too.
I get that. My answer
they were like, feel free to run away.
My answer to that would be adjustments. Yeah. Because
what adjustments can you make?
The way we're doing this now,
the armored tank.
It becomes too fucking
political. But I'm trying to ask for an answer to that, Monkey. You keep bringing that up. Adjustments. What adjustments would they make other than more funding?
No,
you don't need more funding. You need better protocols.
How do they get the resources and materials that like local police have
to cooperate with the fucking ICE?
Thank you.
Yes, and if they won't, then what do you do?
Communicational protocol. That's not. Listen, that's not the option. That's
Ooh, I have an answer. I have an answer. What if? Would it be against?
Look what's going on.
Would it be against like states' rights for the president to say you must allow your police forces to assist ICE?
Yes, it would be against states' rights.
Yep.
But listen, you don't have to. We live in this political climate. I understand it's because Democrats have fought so hard against Trump and Trump fights so hard against them, and I understand how we got here. Like, so don't take that as a complaint. We live in this political climate where we think we have to force something. Like something can't just be a conversation and negotiation. We have to force the states to cooperate with us. We have to force the federal government to not do ICE. We have to force things on things.
A big part of that is because of the rise of communism and how big it has gotten in even our government as it is right now.
I agree, but it's also the fueling of the fire on both ends. Because yes, I agree 100%. It comes from the fucking.
I see what you mean. It's reactionary. Yeah, it's reactionary.
But a lot of
like
this
if we
on
do
the
something,
other side of the ball is like Chris just said, fucking reactionary. And so we just like, hey, this all needs to fucking stop.
Because if we force the states, if we force the states to comply, then they'll be like, it's real dictatorship, blah blah blah. All the stuff they've been saying.
Then we are really actually talking about a civil war situation, which I don't buy. What I think what needs to be better done is, again, protocols do need to be updated so that we can assess situations that are playing out that ICE clearly did not think of when they first began this like project that they're doing now. Yes, there should be better protocols drawing up, better rules of engagement. There should be like but also
I have an idea.
But also we should be working better with our police departments in these cities, especially the blue ones, to make them feel more in tune to want to help. Without that cooperation, I feel like everything is being overcomplicated on both ends. We have way more protesters than we need to. We have way more fucking ICE raids than we need to. We didn't have this before Trump. We had ICE raids before Trump. We had ICE before Trump. We didn't have
Are we forgetting Obama?
Trump. Yeah, we didn't.
Obama did more.
Obama did a fuck ton more. And you know where we heard about it? CNN every other Tuesday. You know where we didn't hear about it? Everywhere else. There wasn't a bunch of bans.
You were comparing the amount of raids.
I'm not comparing
They did more under Obama.
I'm not comparing the amount of raids. Understand me, Slender.
The problem is Obama was
wait. Slender, I need you to focus. I'm not comparing the amount of raids. Ready? I'm comparing the reception of them by our society.
But I'm telling you why. Obama was a Democrat. They backed Obama on that. These motherfuckers will not back Trump because he's a Republican.
I have another idea.
It's not because he's a Republican. They just don't want to back Trump on anything in general. They've made that clear since he first.
What Slender just said. There is an overall just hate for Trump.
Yes.
Let me explain that in a way. If Trump tomorrow said, hey guys, I want to do free healthcare, all of the Democrats will turn off free healthcare. You will watch.
They'll be like, he's lying.
You will watch them all turn off free healthcare simply because he backed it. Trump could have the cure for cancer, and we would reject that because Trump's name is on the cure for cancer. That is a big issue. And that is bringing all this other problems, because the point that I was trying to make before all this was it's not because Obama was a Democrat. We didn't give a fuck to that extent because we didn't need to give a fuck to that extent. It wasn't polarized in the way that it was polarized by CNN. It wasn't polarized all across the land. You didn't have a bunch of bands opening their sets with "Fuck ICE, Free Palestine" to a big uproar, fucking fans going "Fuck yeah, fuck ICE." That was never fucking happening. That only started happening in this administration because this administration is hated. And until we get to an understanding of that, and then assess that and adjust that, we're not really going to... There's so many conversations we're going to have on this podcast that we're not going to be able to faithfully have in the world. Because no one's going to have... that. We have a team sports mentality towards these conversations. So we're not going to have a faithful conversation about ICE on a national level until this administration has ended.
And it's just getting worse on the other side because this guy Hassan has got a lot of influence on that party now for some fucking reason.
Yeah. Hey, well, I'm gonna hop off.
I did warn you in the
Eric, no.
Yeah, I'm hopping off. You're on your own, Chris.
No, Eric.
Later. And return Brandon.
Brandon wants to talk to you. Let me put him on.
Eric's the 11 o'clock man. Always signs out around 11 o'clock.
It's 11. It's 10. It's 10:26.
Yeah, well, I'm tired.
All right, Eric. Have a good night.
Good night, Eric.
Good night, Eric.
I did warn you, Pops, a few years ago that the fucking political guys on YouTube were going to end up being your next pundits.
Well, guess what?
Your next major pundits.
That's just turning their party into a communist party, which I don't think is going to help in the long run for them.
No, they're going to eat each other.
It's not going to help the Democrat Party in the long run, no, because the more that they succeed, the more the Democrat Party gets cannibalized, and that's... You might not like the Democrat Party that comes out of 2020s.
Well, that's what's happening right now. They're cannibalizing themselves.
The more influence Hassan gets online, and forget that, the more influence, because Hassan really isn't a big conversation piece yet.
Dude, they're fucking...
I know he's like a main conversation piece on Newsmax, and I know he's a main conversation piece on Fox.
No, but you don't understand. These people are doing rallies with this fucking guy.
I get it. Like, trust me, I've seen it all. I'm a fucking DGGer. I see it all. But what I'm saying is, Hassan's not in the big picture. Hassan's not the actual problem. Mamdani and his success will be.
AOC.
The more success Mamdani is able to have in New York,
not just Mamdani, the Democratic Socialists. But by the way, New York is not anywhere close to a success. If
I agree. First off,
no. It's not doing well at all. It's not doing well at all. If you want to follow, I follow a YouTuber, Cash Jordan. He used to just do like real estate videos in New York. Now he does a lot more current events, basically politics stuff about what's going on in New York.
That's why I was a little bit
and it is bad.
Paulie wants to go to New York, bro, because New York's fucked up.
Paulie is known as Paulie Brooklyn.
No, I get it. But
he came from New York. His family lives there.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just saying, bro. But the place is fucked up.
It's a shithole. But when you
and the average rent right now is
we can have
going
this
up to like $6,000.
Here. We can have this conversation here because we're realists of the situation. But when you have this conversation in Democratic circles, fucking nothing but sunshine roses over there. Mamdani's got 1,000 fucking wins because they're able to just push that to their base. And as long as they're able to push that to their base, that presents a problem to the rest of the Democratic Party. Until something happens in New York that's like they can't spin positively, which will happen soon. Trust me, guys, it's gonna fucking happen. But until then, yeah, that particular sect of the Democrats is gaining way more power than it used to quickly. And then until something bad happens in New York, that's what's got Hassan's popularity. The moment fucking Mamdani makes a fuck up he can't spin in New York, it's over for Hassan because that was his main guy. But then how long? My other problem is how long until that happens, and how many fucking more people win elections in that area? Because right now it's looking like fucking New York's like the socialist capital of the entire country.
Thank God them fuckers only have 14 states. That's the only thing I can say. Thank God they only got 14 states.
Yeah. And thank God they neuter themselves to the point where they don't have guns.
Yeah.
They're a bunch of retards.
They'll never be able to sell what they're fucking pushing to the fucking to our country because it's just not our way. No way. It's not our way.
I'm gonna skip the taco thing. I'll just say that Taco Bell apparently is not a good place to eat right now.
No, it isn't.
So fucking avoid that. All right.
What happens?
Oh yeah, no Taco Bell's. There's a disease going around in the lettuce and stuff like that, and so Taco Bell's.
Oh
like,
shit!
Yeah.
Fuck! I just ordered some Taco Bell. God damn it! I'm about to throw this away.
Oh god.
I should have moved that earlier in the docket. Fuck.
Fuck! No! Thank God I haven't eaten this shit yet. I'm about to throw this shit straight in the trash.
Yeah, dude.
Or you could take the risk.
Taco Bell's like.
I'll be a personal testament to whether or not my local Taco Bell has gone to shit.
Just avoid lettuce. Just take all the lettuce.
Take the lettuce off.
Oh god. I'm scared.
All right, so the last subject on the docket today is an interesting one. I got two more people in this that aren't as invested in this topic as the rest of us are.
Are we going back to Legos?
No. I haven't gotten an update on the Ben thing yet.
I mean, we can make a small update on that if you haven't already. Where Ben has put up another video or two.
Ooh, did not know that. No, we're not.
Yeah,
we'll
it's mostly
next
just
week.
it's mostly just an update video on. He can talk about things, and he went over a little bit in depth, not too in depth, just a little more in depth on the what Ammon and the police did that was breaking the law and everything.
Last week, we might have saw it last
week. Possibly.
All right. There is a growing, huge debate going on in a couple of communities, but it's pretty big in the music community right now. And it's pretty big in the graphic design community.
I'm pretty sure it's just a manufactured debate.
No,
it's just like
it
every
really
previous debate of it.
It really isn't. It really isn't.
All right, let's go back to when Photoshop first came out. Do you remember the debates and everything that happened then?
We're gonna cover all of that because you're right. But we're gonna cover all that. But the subject of the debate is AI usage in music and art. And right now, I'm just going to set the table and we'll go from there. There's like a current, it feels like a war that is happening in music and art. And it seems like every time that they're able to identify AI, it becomes a big, huge battleground. So one side will see it as, dude, this is a fucking technology. You're gonna have to get used to it. Like, this is like the CD coming about. This is like the MP3 coming about. This is like you're never gonna fucking stop this, okay? So you might as well just start working with it. And then there's the other side of the field that's like, yo, this is completely against everything that we stand for. You're taking away jobs from people. You're trying to replace musicians, this, that, and the third. I'm going to tell you my position on it, and then we'll kind of like start the convo from there. But my position on AI currently, to do some inside baseball on sick. I do my own graphic designs for my flyers. I'm actually pretty proud of the flyers that I put out. I've gotten pretty good at being able to design. Every now and again, though, there's a flyer design that I've come up with in my head that I can do a bunch of wonders on Photoshop, but I'm not a video game designer. So there was a particular set of flyers where I was using AI to help build the bar that I was at into a Street Fighter level. So to give you an example, this would be the thing that I had done. This is the venue, and then this would be like a Street Fighter level, and then I'll just add all the rest of everything that I need to add. Sometimes I'll even do less than that. Like when I want to make a logo, a video game logo out of the party event like this, I'll have AI help me with that. Otherwise, I'm pretty good this is with no AI, I'm pretty good by myself. I don't really use AI all that much because I don't need I feel like that's like an extra step that I just don't need. So I only really use it when I just can't do something. And I don't feel like this is a bad practice, you know what I'm saying? There's people that will absolutely prompt an entire flyer. That's super noticeable and shitty. Just on the graphic design level, it looks fucking lazy.
Depends how it's done. Because hold on, you know what? I'm going to give me a some type of subject, and I'll do something up real quick.
Do one for the show. Do one for you, Paul. But like, okay. To give it an example, I can actually go to one because there's. And I'm sorry, I'm putting you on blast, Unix. It's not my intention to do that, like negatively. But you're the best example I've got. Let me share this real quick so that y'all can see what I'm talking about. That's an AI prompt flyer. You can tell. Like, and when people put out shit like this, they're not fooling anybody. There's a organizational scheme and a color scheme that ChatGPT likes, and they seem to do it on all the flyers that get prompted. So if you're just typing your flyer into a prompt, 9 out of 10, it's going to look something like that, which this isn't good for graphic design. No one's fucking with this. This event was 8 people in a warehouse. The reason I'm bringing this up is because I had a conversation with my graphic designer the other day, my partner, who does my video work, and he's like he's just like you, Slender. He's super into AI. He's super like against the conversation against it. He doesn't feel like he should be admonished for his work with it. He feels proud to be able to use AI better than most people. So like he himself, he sees it as like an art within itself. Like you're an artist for being able to use AI so efficiently. So I had shown him because we have these conversations all the time with other promoters that do collabs with us that are like, hey, I'd rather do the flyer because I don't want AI in this flyer. Or, hey, I don't want you to do a video because we know Paulie uses AI. I had saw on Instagram a couple days ago that a band had actually pulled out of a show because the flyer was AI prompted. They fully pulled out of the show, made a big deal about it on Instagram. They had a whole bunch of other people commenting, like supporting them. So I was showing this to Paulie because this is the battlefield. Now, what I said to Paulie next ended up becoming such a big thing. And this is kind of what I wanted to talk to Slender about. I feel like the conversation with AI has become hijacked by politics, truthfully. I think because of the balls deep approach that Trump had with it, and then racing to get the data centers up before really figuring out the Blackwater issue that they were presenting. But just the fact, even without...
Oh, please don't say Blackwater. That just reminded me
without,
of a video I saw of an Indian.
Even then, even without the data center environmental issue, I still think that this would be a conversation. So to not muddy the water too deeply on that. I think the conversation with AI has become Republican coded. So if you support AI, it feels like you're Republican coded. And then if you're against AI, you're liberal coded. So
that's how the internet politicians are taking it all, yes.
Well, it's also how some of the music scene, especially the one that I'm working with right now, has taken it. If there's also an ageist thing to it, a lot of younger people find it very boomer to use AI. So there's an ageist thing to that, but mostly it's a political, it feels like a political conversation. It feels like the trendiness, I guess is how I'll put it, for lack of a better word. I don't think that's a good word for it. But the trendiness of hating AI is a lot like the trendiness of hating ICE. It's if I'm a liberal, this is the stance I have to take. I am against AI and I'm against ICE. And there's no other conversation past that. I have to be against these things to be considered liberal.
I'd say to a degree, because I've come across plenty of liberals that are very pro AI.
I maybe it's from where I live. I haven't. But again, I'm a Floridian, so, or a South Floridian at that. And I'm working with music scene people. But I think this hijacking of the conversation has prevented us from actually faithfully engaging in the technology. And that's going to end up, in the long run, I feel like negative for us as a society. For multiple reasons. But to kind of like put this into like to put it in a way that the viewer can understand. Currently speaking, everybody's trying to learn about AI and they want to know about it, and AI is advancing and there's people that are working on it. I need you to understand two things. One, we created AI. So no matter how far advanced AI may become, we created that bitch. So we're always going to be one step ahead. Like we can
until we create AGI.
We can literally.
Oh, Polar! I didn't even know you were here. Thank you for joining. Have a good sleep.
But I feel like we're not going to be in a Cyberdyne situation. But second, when we start making this a team sports issue and then telling other people that they're not allowed to work with a certain technology, that doesn't lock the technology away from society. It locks the technology away from your portion of society. What I mean by that is, right now as it stands, anybody can work with AI. But if it becomes a social issue and then you have to like wear a team sports shirt, well then you're not allowed to work with AI. But they are. So then who's developing the AI past that? People with motivations. It's not just everybody's working with AI because of the social constructs that we're presenting and putting into place now. The team sports dynamic with AI, you're making it to where only Republicans are going to be allowed to use AI. And do we really, really want that? And I'm talking to the Democrat. Do we really, really want that? Think about it. Do you like Grok over Claude? Do you like Grok over the whatever the other thing you're using? Because that'll be what every AI looks like. Grok. I mean, I love Grok, but some people don't. And when you start to cage off and admonish and disqualify people from using a technology, all you're doing is limiting yourself from that technology. You're not limiting the other side.
Pretty much.
Okay, take a look at this.
That just shows the stupidity of that party.
In my truthful opinion, I'm gonna let Slender talk. In my truthful opinion, I don't think.
I meant take a look at this. Like I'm sharing a thing.
Yeah, let me. There you go. See, but I could tell. It's better than what I showed as an example. But I could tell. Look, first off, you got 2 L's in unsolicited.
Oh yeah, I know. This was just an example of showing that it's not the. Oh well, hold on. You got to remember, this was purely a single prompt.
Yeah.
So
I'm.
You have to take it. You can fully prompt, but you have to go beyond a single prompt. So this would be like the starter, and then from here you would go and prompt it further to actually fix the things, change organization.
I know what you're talking about.
But people don't. But if people don't do that, then yes, it is pretty. It can be obvious.
Yeah,
but then again, the only thing that's obvious about it really is the fact that it's the spelling, the organization, and everything is just standard organizational graphic design stuff.
It's the color scheme and organization. You can just it's so hard to explain, but as a graphic designer, I can tell, I can see it, and most people can. But it's tough to explain. You can just tell. And that's fine.
Yeah, my brother's a graphic designer too, and he would tell you that a lot of what AI does is a lot of basic setup stuff for graphic design.
I agree.
So it's not that it's always noticeable. It's just it will tend to be basic if it's just purely prompted from one prompt.
I agree. And it's 9. I mean, I never get what I want out of a prompt anyway, so it's like
out of a single prompt, I tend to never get what I want. Yes.
For me, it's counterintuitive. Like if I have to sit there and type it out, I'm gonna just do it on Photoshop because it's easier for me to do it that way. Like, truthfully, my usage in AI is to make something that I can't make, and if it takes me too long to make it or whatever, and I'm not in it because of how long I've been doing flyers for myself. That situation barely comes up. There was a couple of times in this run where it has. Like I can't make Kelly's. I don't.
Well, you probably already have like
bitmapper.
You probably have like all of your tools and templates and everything already set to go, like most graphic designers. So yeah, it wouldn't be as useful to do something from the get-go straight from a prompt. But where it would be utilized for someone like you would be if you need a certain graphic or things like that. Or say you want to use a certain character, but you want him to be in a specific pose or something, or holding a specific item. Easy prompt right there.
My main usage of it was like the Kelly Street Fighter level is like the best example. I'm not a
that's a good one too.
I'm not a video game graphic designer. I do not have an SNES bitmapper sitting next to me on my computer. There's no way I'm making that fucking level. Okay, but AI can make that level. There's just no way I can make Kelly's into a Street Fighter level. Like using Photoshop and Illustrator, that's just not possible. But AI is good for that. I can't turn Kelly's Pub's fucking name into an N64 logo, but an AI can. Now, I use that as like that's like 25% of my fucking, not even, it's like 10% of my graphic design in total. If I do end up using it. But
all right, then let me show this as a different example here, so that people can see what we mean.
See, this one's a little less obvious. It is. It's a little less obvious. Like I can make this in my Photoshop. But this
Well,
is honed in.
it's
You know what I'm
obvious
saying?
because I told you it is.
No,
But
no, it's a
the
little
fact
less.
is,
The only thing that would make that I would like questioning on is how it lays onto your hat. But you can do that on Photoshop. You really can.
yes.
Like how the coziest lays on the top hat. That would be like the only spot I would look at. But this is a honed in and Paulie's done this 1,000 times for me. Paulie's really fucking good with AI. So like I've seen it done. Like my issue with that isn't so much the usage. It's again that AI prompt fire that I just showed you, where it's like you could tell that was a one pop prompt 10-minute job. You know, it's indicative of the effort of the party.
Mm-hmm.
But when you working with certain certain scenes, like right now I'm working with the deathcore, hardcore, metal scene. Those guys fucking cannot stand AI. Like in a little bit of it, they cannot stand AI. And I feel like that's a political conversation. I don't think that has anything to do with like the morality of that conversation. I think it's a political conversation. I think if like another administrator had Biden gone balls deep
yes,
into
the whole
AI,
thing at its core is of course political because yeah, like you said, the liberal side does take it more to be anti-AI as a liberal stance, and vice versa. So you'll see a lot of infighting as well, because like I said, there's a lot of liberals that are very pro AI.
yes.
I've seen it in the metal scene as well, but it's a lot rarer.
And then they get fucking ostracized from their own crew. Like,
well, that's what a lot of leftism ideals do.
Best example I can give. I work with a dude. When I'm doing rock and metal and hardcore, I work with a dude who you know, we've had a very great working relationship. Like he's a friend of mine, I'm a friend of his. We met each other a couple years ago. He does really awesome fucking shows that I've been to. Like he's got 300-400 people going into Club Cutters right now to beat each other up on hardcore. Like the kid's he's really good at what he does. When we were talking about collaborating on our next event, he called me. He was like, "Hey, no offense to you. Please don't take offense to this. I want to do the flyer." And when I asked why, I was like, "Because my people don't fuck with AI, bro. It has nothing to do with me. My people don't fuck with AI, and they won't come." And that sucks. That sucks.
Wait, is he talking about his fans?
His when he says my people, he's talking about the people that attend his shows.
That is awful. So he literally sold himself out to his fans. Ugh, I hate when people do that.
I'm not gonna say who. It's a partner of mine in the music scene.
Oh, okay.
I'm not.
Now you see, I'm going to pull up two different examples because for music aspect of AI. Let me see if I can find the other
reason,
one.
Guys,
I was looking for that. The reason why that sucks is twofold. One, locked out of a technology. Two, audience capture. Now you are.
Guys, just real quick, I'm so sorry. I had to like exit for like a few minutes, so I'm a little bit lost. Can we just recap what the problem is?
We're going through AI's usage in graphic design and art and in music.
Right, but the problem is what, like the reception?
Yeah, the problem for me, and I'm sure Thunder's gonna produce another couple of problems. The problem for me is that we're not faithfully engaging in the technology because currently, the conversation about the technology has been hijacked by politics. If you're for AI, you are coded Republican, and if you're against AI, you are coded liberal. And if you decide that as a liberal, I want to play with AI, the liberal community will eat you.
And what I hear, what the biggest thing that I hear from fucking people is that they're all thinking back to this fucking Terminator thing, that AI,
Cyberdyne.
That they're gonna take over the world, that we're gonna be fucking.
Well, listen to be
no,
faithful.
they're confusing AI with AGI.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
To be faithful to the conversation on their end, and then I'm also gonna add to it. They have a valid argument. When you use AI, you could have given $5 on Fiverr to a graphic designer to do the same thing. You could have delegated that work to someone else. Instead, you delegated it to AI.
But you also have to remember a lot of the people on Fiverr are out of the country as well, so that money would have been going out of country.
Doesn't matter. I get what you're saying, but that doesn't matter in the long run.
When a lot of things matter, but yeah, it's outside of the point you were making.
Yeah, when you also use AI, you have a shot, and this is where I'm going to give your caveat. I hear this a lot. Akane brought it up. When AI will pull from other artists to make their design. So you're in fact stealing from another artist when you use AI to make something.
Like borderline plagiarizing.
That's not how it works. And I need to find something to explain into that further, because that pulls there's a process behind how AI actually designs things, and it doesn't do anywhere near what people think. It can take from the training data based on how it's prompted, but that would be by user if it's prompted to make something specific. It can possibly do that if guardrails are not put in place.
I'm going to attack it as if this is the case, because my argument is laid on this.
Oh, okay.
So even if that were the case, my issue or my point here is going to be clip art, IPs. When you use clip art, you are using someone else's design. Someone made that art. And that is a perfectly acceptable practice in graphic design. But you didn't create that, someone else did. And you're not going to credit that guy, because that's not the point of clip art. So if you use clip art, you're already fucking basically using AI by those standards. Secondly, and I have 15 fucking years behind what I'm about to say. So before anybody decides to say, well, actually, 15 fucking years. I've been doing this for 15 fucking years, and not a goddamn soul has ever said a fucking thing negative about it. But when you make a Rick and Morty fucking flyer, you are in fact stealing from Rick and fucking Morty. When you make an Invader Zim flyer, you are in fact stealing from Invader Zim. When you make a flyer with some cartoon character on it, you didn't design that character. You grabbed that character and pasted them on your shit. You are in fact doing the exact thing you said AI is doing. So if it's okay for 15 fucking years for me to steal from every cartoon I've ever watched in my life, why is it not okay for AI to do the same shit?
Yeah.
It's a good point.
There's no defending that.
No, I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure by how copyright works, you are correct.
Yep.
The only gripe that I've ever seen that's ever had any merit to me is the practice of using a photo of a model, and then the model goes, "Hey, you gonna credit me for this shit, or you gonna pay me, or what's going on? Why you just use it?" That's someone else's likeness. I completely agree with models. But when we're talking about like cartoon characters and IP, everybody and their fucking mother's been doing that for fucking years. And to no problem. To no issue. But
I can even talk about it in the anime space. Look at all the people who make fan art and everything at conventions and sell it and everything of different anime characters and all that. I mean, they're technically infringing copyright. They're technically breaking. If the anime, like the companies behind it wanted to sue, they could.
Right.
But nobody does
so much
because it's
fan
been
art
a
has been
widely accepted thing in the art sphere for so long.
And to go a little bit inside baseball, I had in 2016 a huge Rick and Morty party that I had promoted to 2 conventions, to Comic Con and to SuperCon. So I had a very good 400 fucking. It was one of the best nights. Dude, I had $8,000 in my pants. I was pulling money out of my fucking trip pants. Like, I paid my rent with my right leg and then went and fucked around with my left leg. Like, it was one of the best nights ever. Adult Swim emailed me to give me not just like, hey, we see you, but to give me hints on the design so that I wouldn't piss off Dan Harmon.
Oh, wow.
That's how accepted that practice is.
Yep. And then in general, with a lot of even copyrighted works, if there's at least a significant portion of your own creative editing and everything, it's considered a new work.
It is.
Dude,
Like,
do you see what happened in Philadelphia?
No, what happened in Philly?
Burning fucking, they're like fucking destroying that city.
That's so which sports team won?
Yeah, who won?
Yeah, who won?
I don't know what's going on.
Wait, was the last game of the World Cup on?
With rage and hatred.
Because I know the last game of the World Cup was still supposed to go England versus.
Yeah, but that happened in Atlanta, and England already lost.
Oh, okay. So then it's not that. I'm not sure then.
Hold on, let me see.
Anyway, while we're looking that up, let me since you went ahead and got your point and everything out of the way, let me just go ahead and explain so you're everybody's up to date on how AI actually does create something for artwork. So the first thing is it starts off completely as random noise, like static on a TV, like in a horror movie, basically. So step by step, it'll remove that noise based on how you prompted it. And then at each step, it basically will ask, like, given what I know about, say the prompt is like about something about cats or cybernetic cats in cyberpunk lighting, something like that, right? So given what I know about cats in cyberpunk lighting, what should this patch of pixels probably become next? And then it does this for, I don't know, it can go through, depending on how the model is set up, or if you're using like Comfy UI or something, it can go through dozens or hundreds or even thousands of these micro adjustments and then the static will gradually be resolved into that image that you get at the end.
Okay.
So this is why it can make things that even it was never trained on before.
Hey, did we piss off India?
I don't think so.
They're closing 675 7-Eleven stores across the nation.
Thank you, come again.
I have a joke there, and I'm gonna save it. But I have a joke there. There's a joke in there. I'm not gonna say what it is, but that's kind of
Slender,
funny.
you're right. You know, I don't think AI is really plagiarizing, especially.
No, it's not. And people think that it plagiarizes based on the training because people think it like copies data from the training. But how it actually trains, it will study millions of images or whatever you provide it, like that video, whatever model you're trying to make. But it doesn't memorize the actual picture. It can't really do that. It works off of data. So it learns the rules, or quote unquote rules, of how things look in what it's looking at or what it's training off of. So like for an example, if there was a fur texture for cats, it would learn like how it works on cats, how light hits it, how the shadows fall on it, everything like that.
Yeah.
And then it learns the statistical relationship between the concepts and visual elements. That's to put it simply, like in musician terms, how we would, internalize our scales, rhythms, and emotional phrasing.
I get you.
Yeah. No, it's definitely politicized. I agree with Monkey that it has nothing to do with the actual logistics.
Yeah.
It's more about feelings than actual facts.
You know what you can't do right now, and that's the sucky part of this whole thing. The big point I'm making. You can't walk into the same rooms that I walk into at night and have that discussion with the room. The room will just.
Oh no, of course not. Yeah,
and that's
that's
bullshit. To me, that's bullshit. Because
this
we're
ties
not
into a lot of what I've talked about, or not a lot of what I've talked about. What I've said a lot. It's sensationalism. How people sensationalize different ideas or issues, and then they make it where people take that as like part of their personality, just like the hatred of Trump, the hatred of Republicans, everything.
And and leftists are like master gatekeepers. Like if you're not 100% with them or with the consensus of the group, they'll gatekeep you and they'll kick you out of the group. They're like experts at gatekeeping.
Indeed.
Or maybe experts isn't the right word, but that's like one of their favorite tactics, is to just
the best, I guess, the best way that I could put that, and the reason why that sucks, is if you were to actually faithfully engage in the technology, like some do, we would probably have way more graphic designers. I don't think less graphic designers. I think more.
Mm-hmm.
But also, not to say, and this is gonna broaden into outside of graphic design, so it's not a nice segue into the next part of this. But in graphic design, just like in music, and anything else that AI is in right now, in my opinion, and this could just be arrogance, I will say that, I will fucking hedge my next statement with that. This could be arrogance. I could be just totally fucking full of myself right now. But I feel like if you're replaceable by AI, you're probably not good. You're probably not good.
Yeah, if somebody could just completely replace you with a single prompt or even just a few prompts, then you weren't worth the money to begin with.
Yeah, because AI ain't even that great right now. And no matter how much it advances, it shouldn't be better than you. And that's not just on graphic design. Because what we're going to get into now, I do have a little... I line a little more with the liberals on. When it comes to music in AI, there's a lot of conversations that we're going to have about that, because I know Slender's more into this version of it. But I'm going to say, before we even have that, if you can be replaced by an AI as a DJ, buddy, you shouldn't be DJing. If you can get replaced by an AI in a band, you shouldn't be in the band. Like, AI shouldn't be... If you can get replaced by... There's 1,000 other fucking things that are going to be able to replace you. If you're replaceable, you're replaceable. AI is like the bottom of the fucking... That's the bottom rung on the fucking ladder, bro. If you can be replaced by AI, dude, kick it back into the fucking bedroom until you can...
Let me add on to that a bit, because people might think it as just like if AI can just outright replace you. So when it comes to music, it's going to be much harder for an AI to outright replace you. When it comes to like the song generation itself, it could be a masterpiece, like just on a single prompt or something. That is a possibility with how good it's gotten. And it could like replace like being for an album version or something, but will it be able to completely replace? No, because you still need the artist. You still need to be able to play. But if you generate a song or something, and then you want to be like a band, and but you generate your music and you can't go and play that live, you are going to be ridiculed. You are showing that you did not deserve to even have that chance to begin with, because you don't have the talent, you don't have the drive.
And hey,
if you can make something and then still perform it, that is using it properly.
Hey, not for nothing. Guess what? Before AI, they was doing that in the DJ community. It was called pre-recorded sets.
Exactly.
And if you couldn't fucking DJ live, you'd have somebody like Lemony Snicket's behind you recording a video of you to post on Facebook for the rest of us to laugh at you until you just don't want to live here no more. So we've done that. We did that to a person. Some dude came up trying to play a fucking pre-recorded set at cinema. Lemony recorded them doing that shit. And me and the rest of the fucking rave community went, fuck nah, hell nah. And dude, we never saw those kids again. I don't even know if they killed themselves, but we never saw those kids again, dude. We bullied them flat off the internet and out of
anyone at least in South Florida, as far as I know, if they were caught faking it as using a pre-recorded set in an actual club setting, like an actual rave, no, you never got booked again.
Fucking never get booked. You couldn't sign into that Facebook again, bro.
you better start looking for weddings and bar mitzvahs to DJ at, because that's all you're going to be doing from now on.
You'd have to.
Which I mean, they pay well, to be fair, but they're not fun. They pay well, but they're not fun.
So they were miming like they were playing live, but they weren't.
We called them.
Yes.
We called them points and cameras, because all of their pictures that night was the same pose. Which is, by the way, not a normal DJ picture. Normally, it's really hard to catch a DJ to just pose for you because they're hitting buttons or moving levels or something.
They're fucking busy. Yeah, they're
back
busy.
here. I know we make it look.
You might rarely be able to. You might rarely get the DJ where they're looking up and see the camera just in enough time to make a face or something, but they're not going to have time to point usually or make a full pose.
But what they do, Chris, is they record a set on a CD or something or on their USB. Someone else has made that mix. And then they go and they insert that into CDJ1 and play it. And then they pretend like they're mixing on the rest of the board. They just fucking miming it.
Oh, have you seen yet the person who sets it up on track 3 and then uses track deck 1 and 2 to actually fake play but actually playing something so it looks like they're doing something?
They're just hitting buttons and twisting knobs but not really doing anything.
Yeah. It's kind of like lip syncing, but the DJ version. And it looks it looks even more cringe in DJ world.
I've seen some videos like that where someone's doing that and the thing is not even plugged in, and they're just twisting buttons and shit, and it's not even plugged in.
To bring this back to AI and to music as a whole, to give a little support on why I just said all that.
Hey, have you looked up the summit today and what Rubio said?
No. What did he say?
That's pretty good. It's got
What's
to
the
do,
summit?
It's got to do with Antifa being labeled a terrorist organization, and worldwide they're going after them.
Oh wow,
that's not good.
I'll have to watch it later.
Anyway, okay, so when I first started DJing back in 2011, 2012, I had a gimmick that no one else had. I was the only guy that would go into a club in Miami and play Slipknot dubstep or Korn dubstep or fucking Lamb of God dubstep like that. You could not hear that from someone else. No one had the balls to go to some place where they're playing techno and spin fucking but I did, and it sounded good, and that was my gimmick. And I rode that gimmick for a very long time. Because, again, no one would try to replicate it. No one wanted to replicate it. That was just a monkey thing. Then I went and took a break for 4 or 5 years. my kids were getting older. My mom had gotten diagnosed with cancer, so I took a step back to handle family. And this was pretty good timing because it was right before COVID hit and wiped out everything else. So I just got lucky that I missed that massacre. But when I came back, everybody in my field was me. They were all playing my music and they were all acting like me. So I had to change my gimmick. I had to add to it in a drastic way. So now I'm the only guy that comes out with face paint in a WWE entrance to fucking blow you away with deathcore and emo. I come with, bells and whistles. I make it a whole show. I got to do something else because now all these fuckers are doing my thing.
Oh.
So now I've got to
So you're
add to
saying
what
I
my
would
thing
be
is.
special again?
Yeah. So the reason I say that is because in this world of music, and this is not just secluded to DJing, this happens in every music scene. Competition is a thing that you live with and have to attend and deal with every day. So AI to us is just another fucking competitor, and it's not even a good one. When you're talking about AI replacing me, this is going to be the most arrogant thing I ever say. Baby girl, there is no fucking replacing me. And a fucking AI ain't going to be able to do that. Okay? So I'm fucking completely secure there. I'm fine. I am okay. I am an ever evolving human being, and I only have a few grays in my beard. I've got plenty of time with this. You're not beating me with a computer. Okay? But to talk to my youngers, you should not be replaceable, and if you are, change yourself. Competition is always going to be in an all-time high, and if you're scared of fucking a computer on medium mode, there's going to be people on expert mode that you're not going to be able to compete with. You're always going to be in that 9 p.m. slot begging for a later shot. You cannot be scared of shit like this. It's always going to happen. We've had this conversation before. We've had the technology conversation before too. The CD came about, wiped out everybody with a record store. The fucking MP3 came out, wiped out FYE and everybody with a CD store. Did they all leave music? No, they adapted and they changed. Bands stopped uploading on CD first, went on MP3 instead. CDs became what vinyl used to be. Now vinyl is a fucking like... I have a couple vinyl too. They're called collector's pieces. There's a whole other industry for this. This industry didn't die. It changed its identity. CDs didn't die. They changed their identity. Things don't just die because technology comes about. We adjust to
And
the
then old used
technology.
vinyl is great for scratching.
Yeah. We just adjust to the technology. So AI is never going to fucking replace us. I don't... That's...
No.
If that's Republican coded, well, that's Republican coded. But
no, it's not. It's people will take it that way right now because of how the landscape is. But you brought up some great points, and I actually can add on to a lot of that with what my examples I wanted to show. So if you don't mind sharing my screen here. So we're going to start off with the bad example first.
Is that Jay-Z?
No. This is an African producer, Credo V. Daniels. Now, this guy has been a producer for like 18 years or something, but he decided to get behind the microphone. Now, you'll understand when I say that this is a bad example when I show you this part will be good, but the next part will be bad about it. But it'll lead into where I'm going to take this conversation afterwards. So first off is...
Hit play. Oh. You did hit play.
Gotta admit, the resemblance is amazing.
Is it doing anything? Is it supposed to do anything? It's playing.
Okay. And actually, we could play that whole thing if we really want to, because he basically just straight up AI'd everything in his. But
wait, were we
actually,
supposed
no,
to be
we can't,
hearing?
because
Were we supposed to be hearing something?
is it not showing the volume?
No. Okay, reshare the tab, and then make sure that at the bottom you put share tab audio.
Let me make sure that that is. Hold on, let me see here.
Because that's what I'm so glad you're doing this, because I was going to bring up my next example on the negative here.
Okay, that's there we go. Okay, so I didn't see that little thing for sharing audio before. All right, so you can hear.
No, I can't hear anything. Yeah, no, nothing's coming up. Turn it up. Maybe it's your volume. Oh, let me try this.
Okay.
So, Daniels.
Did you not hear it?
No, we didn't hear it again.
What the heck is going on? It's definitely sharing audio this time.
Stop that. Stop.
What's it supposed to sound like?
Stop. Don't scratch.
Okay.
Come here.
It's all right. I got you. I got the same thing going.
Okay.
Hold on, let me fucking share it.
Bro, I gotta give this dog a bone before he scratches the hell out of the couch.
Yeah, we'll do it this way. I'll send you or tell you what to look up, and you can just pull it up that way. So put on Sedilaka. Put on Sedilaka, because that's specifically the song that I'll be able to.
Steady Lock?
Sedilaka. Sedilaka. And I'll put the next in the private chat here, in our studio chat, the next link. So first, show off Sedilaka.
I'm looking for it. It's not fucking. Oh, maybe I'm not. I'm putting steady.
Oh yeah, you're putting Steady Laka. It's SEDIL.
I see it.
There we go. I think he took this straight from like Suno or whatever and just uploaded it, because you could hear the high hiss of it. You hear the high hiss in the back, like you hear it.
Oh
right,
God,
you hear the high hiss of the mastering. So he did like no mastering or anything, but then go to the link that I sent you in the studio chat.
Oh, hold on.
Show that one next.
Oh my God, dude.
Yep. Show that one next.
I pre-watched
and this is a horrible example of how to try to use AI for your music.
Oh no, I'm not doing more.
Yeah, so as you can see, he obviously cannot perform these songs, but he got like over 6 million views, 6 million streams on his music. All right, so that is a bad example.
That in a second. No,
right?
Okay, you're gonna switch to a good example. Before you go to that good example,
yeah, you go ahead with your example. But yes, I have a good example.
AI doesn't just do that. AI can make bots and likes and shit too. So those bunch of views and shit that he had, it's probably all AI.
It's a possibility, but it's actually very popular in Africa.
That's
soul music like that is very popular in Africa. Okay, so this is. Oh, you have my thing is still sharing. Okay, but it's not sharing audio, so this won't really
be
much now. So let me send you I'll send you the stuff. So first, we're gonna go over. This one is it started as a fully AI band, right?
Oh my god. I hope it's who I think it is.
It's Neon Oni.
No, it's not who I think it is. There's a
So
couple of these bands.
they started completely as an AI band, but then the person behind it went out and just got an actual band. And now they are an actual band.
I got to make a phone call.
Hold on.
Oh, shit. Damn it.
Hey, by the way, I really do appreciate that like Japan and some of these Asian countries are going through their metalcore phase right now.
Oh, they've been doing that for a
little
while.
late, but I appreciate it.
They've been doing that for a while.
Thank you, baby metal, dude.
So I don't know if they still utilize AI in their like albums and stuff. I think they do, but then here is them live. So they actually perform live. And like I said, this is a good example. I couldn't find the same song live, but yeah. I sent you the link.
But they can perform, which is what's important.
Yeah.
And then I have one more good example after this as well, to show off the actual production side.
Yeah, you got to be able to perform the songs you make, you know? Do you guys remember in Guitar Hero 3, there was that song by Dragon Force, Through the Fire and Flames?
Everyone remembers
so they
that.
were exactly. So they were infamous because they could never perform it the same. It's like the recorded version sounds amazing, but whenever you would see them try to perform it, it never lived up to the recording.
That's true. I do recall that.
Yeah. So I think like what you're saying is true, you know. It's like if you're gonna be an artist, you have to be able to perform well the art that you're selling to people. Specifically with music art.
Oh, she doesn't have a recent song right now to show for the last example I had. But there is an artist, Holly Herndon, a singer. She has created her own voice model.
You don't say.
Yeah, so she is actually working on stuff with her own voice model and everything.
What does that mean to have a voice model?
Basically, like she cloned her voice.
All right. Did you send me the link?
Oh.
So she doesn't have anything recent that I can show for the final example, but her name is Holly Herndon.
Okay.
She is a pretty well-known, at least in Germany because that's where she's based out of. She is an American artist and composer though. So like she is based out of Germany though, but yeah, she's a singer and she created a voice model of her own.
But can she perform?
Well, yeah, she lent her voice to AI.
Yes.
Which is fine. Now, there is this other in the negative.
I've given up.
There's this guy. He's a friend of mine. I will not be giving his name out. He was very open about it, though. His latest productions are AI. He builds the song through AI. They're pretty alright tracks. I won't hold you there because he knows his day job is working with computers and shit and working with AI. So he knows a little bit better than most how to hone in AI and all that. And I noticed because he's a long time producer. He had played a show for me where he like made an all original set and he played all those tracks that he made on AI. And when I was listening to a conversation, other people did not catch on that it was AI that he was playing. And the guy was like, "Oh, dude, your production got so much better." And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, "That ain't good. That's a problem." Because I know what he did. He told me straight up.
Mhm.
But other people aren't going to be able to tell that off rip, which speaks one to his he's got good quality with AI. But two, that does present kind of a challenge for producers.
I can. It's hard to hear you. There's a lot of sound going on.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
So that does present a problem. Well, not a problem.
Did
But
he
a
not
challenge.
say anything? Did he not say anything about his use of AI?
No, he did to me.
I'm talking about to the person that was
No.
like, "Oh, your production got so much better."
No, he just took the compliments.
Well, that's more of an issue of the person, not the tool.
Yeah. But it also presents, like, to me, another challenge to the producer's world, to the production world. Because do you have
Well,
to know?
it also is kind of subjective. Who cares the most? Do other producers care for themselves? Because if all the people care about is the end result, does the process matter that much?
If you were to ask anybody that works the sync button, they tell you no.
Well, no, because because when it comes to like DJing, part of the process is performing, or part of the end result is performing.
Right.
So that's not the same thing. I'm talking about if when it comes to music itself, that it's more of a subjective issue there, right?
No, the reason I bring up the sync button is it does map to your example. We've had this conversation before regarding the sync button, and if you remember, because you're a DJ too. Back in the 2010s when we were growing up, that sync button would
Excuse
kill
me,
you.
sir. I'm not a DJ. I just know a lot about DJ.
You used to be a DJ.
No. You're confusing me with someone else. Probably one of my cousins.
DJ Slender.
Yeah, sure. Here, your cousin used to be a DJ. You hung around him a lot, so I know you know this.
DJ
But
Slender.
using the sync button when
Maybe
we were
one
growing
day.
up. Using the sync button when we were growing up, that was like taboo. If they caught you doing that, you were fake. Blah 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 blah. Blah. Now, as the technology has advanced, the sync button, the actual hate for the sync button is non-existent. We've evolved now. It's like almost an expectation that you use the sync button because you're doing loops and shit. So back then, we used to use that button the same way we use it today. But back then, it was a problem and it was a great threat. Now the DJ has to like utilize it as a part of their tool pattern. The challenge that I'm presenting here is now the DJ might have to regard AI in the same way that we did the sync button, where you can fight against it all you want, but at the end of the day, you are going to grow up to have to learn how to use this button.
It's just another tool.
Else is going to use this button.
Yeah,
just like
it's
the
just another tool.
Had to learn how to use the CDJ because no matter how hard they fought, clubs put CDJs in their shit, not vinyl.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to AI and music, I feel like that's a little bit more of a... One, it's harder for AI because the music ear, the music enthusiasts, they're not going to want to know that they're obviously listening to AI unless that's what they're looking for. There's
No, again, yeah, like I said, that's it's dependent on the person.
Yeah, there are some people that look for that. But as far as like what do you call it? The AI put together band that just stays AI. I don't think that's a real threat to the community. I think the community is able to identify and box that up. So everybody else that's worried about like, oh, they're going to take my job away. I don't think that's really the case. I just think at the end of the day, what will end up happening is we're getting to a point in the history where we're going to find a way to use AI in a digestible way, like we did with the sync button. So we're all really having this conversation on the greater level, the great debate. It's really, I don't think it's the debate of existentialism that everybody wants to make it out to be on the liberal left. I really just think people are fighting over the MP3 again.
Yes.
They got to get with the times.
People tell me all the time, like, hey, but what if AI advances and then it actually can take your blah, 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 blah. I don't really think that would ever be the case.
Like I said, the most it'll ever take up is the actual like base creation aspect of things, or like make things take less time to create. But people will still have to perform and all of that when it comes to it. I mean, it'll never replace those aspects unless, you build robots with AI and teach them to somehow play an instrument at a human level, which will probably not happen for a long time.
And if it does,
yeah, I was thinking about something. I was thinking about something.
That would also be more gimmicky, like a band of robots.
Yeah.
Animatronics.
Oh yeah, be back to the animatronic age. Chuck E. Cheese's.
What were you going to say, Chris?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna propose that, but we basically concluded it with animatronics. I was gonna say, what if we get a robot who can play like some of Vivaldi's most difficult songs? Because you have professional violinists who get paid millions of dollars to play those songs. But if we can just get a robot to do it, would anyone really watch it? And at the end of the day, I don't think so, because I think humans wanna root for other humans, and no one's gonna really root for a robot.
Right. And if they're listening to it like over the radio or something, would they care at that moment if it was human or robot made? Probably not. Because music itself is more about the emotion and everything that it invokes in you, the listener.
There is. I caught my mom doing it. There's AI music out there.
Yeah, like if you don't know it's AI, if you actually care about it, but you hear something and you like it and everything, is it really so bad? Like when you find out, yeah, you'll probably be mad, but like it's the end result that matters. Did it invoke a feeling in you when you were listening to it? Did you enjoy it? All that, right? I think that's what matters the most.
I think at the end of the day, what it comes down to is this, and it sucks because we're so early in this administration, bro. But I don't think we're gonna have the true conversation about AI in this administration.
That might be too late. So one of the big things is we are in a bit of a race because the first country to achieve AGI will be the one that kind of takes it is the controller of the world for the next whoever knows how long.
Which, by the way, you've mentioned that a few times. What you want to explain what AGI is?
Artificial general intelligence, where the computer actually learns and acts like a full-on human with a conscience.
Now that's the Cyberdyne shit.
Yes.
That's that Cyberdyne shit. That might be that might be flying a little too close to the sun.
But that's what the race is currently on for right now. That's why they are working so hard with AI to get to that point.
Let me ask you a question. Maybe you know
here's the thing. You have to think of it like, yes, there are people that have the cynical Terminator ideal of it. But then you also have to remember there is the also utopic vision of it, of how it can be, of how it's more expected to run, where it would be more of menial tasks being taken care of by it and everything like that.
Okay.
But yes, what's your question?
So robo-slaves.
Oh, well, it's
I love
wouldn't say that, obviously.
I love how America's gonna evolve back into slavery. Just, you know. What do you call it? A more moral version of it. Fuck! I forgot my question.
Well, so what I defined it as just like a very simplistic ideal of it. AGI would be much more nuanced than that. That's just a very simplistic ideal of it. But it's the next step from AI.
Nah, bro. Cyberdyne. I'm kidding. All right. It's almost midnight. We should probably wrap this fucker up. But stop being scared of AI, damn it. It's coming for you anyway.
Use it as a tool it is, but don't work it too hard and don't crack the whip at it just in case.
Yeah, because if that computer has sentience, we're fucked. All right. Let's go. Time to go. Have a good night, everybody. Stay safe. Peace. See you later.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining us.